There he is. Oh, I got him that time. Yes, indeed. Welcome to another episode of Bassing with Captain Lou, guys. Change of scenery. I am out in Lake Okeechobee. I wanted to finish out the year coming out here and going after the big bite. You guys have been hearing me talk about that a lot. So here I am. It's been a tough morning, but this is my fourth fish, so I have come across a pattern. So stick around with me and I'll walk you through what I'm doing. I mean, there is nothing going on right now. There's no bait fish activity, no active birds feeding. I mean, for once out here, the wind has calmed down. The last few times I've been out here, the wind has been acting up and the wind is very, very calm. But again, there's nothing. It's just eerily quiet. So it looks like I might be in for a long day, guys. I wonder if the fact that I'm the only boat out here is the clue that the fishing has not been that good out here. Because it's eerily quiet right now. And I mean, seriously, as far as the eye can see, I am the only boat in this area. So as far as the conditions go, the wind right now is non-existent. Forecast had it from the south, 10 to 15. That is not the case. There's nothing going on right now. Water is like, water visibility is about 2 feet if I'm lucky, 1.5 feet. Yeah, the water's about 1.5 feet to 2 feet, stained. So that's what I got going on so far over here. I can tell you that the moving bite, not even the sniff. I've been at this now for an hour and a half, and not even a sniff. I've thrown swim baits, I've thrown swim jigs, and nothing. All I'm looking for are some sort of clues to help narrow down what I should be doing, but let's see what happens. Will you look at that? Will you look at that? Will you look at that? On a swim jig. Guys, let me tell you why I'm so excited that I caught this fish. Lake Okeechobee has been handing me the biggest slices of humble pie the last couple of visits, that it has me questioning my skills. But catching this guy, I mean, I know it's not big for Lake Okeechobee standards, but man, what a confidence boost. Okay, so let me break down what we got going on so far. As far as what you guys can see so far in this shot, there's various types of vegetation, not the ones that I'm personally looking for, but either way, I mean, we got some spatterdock, which is in the lily pad family, we got some Kissimmee grass, and we also have some cattails. So as you can see, there's scattered vegetation all over the place. And like I mentioned earlier, I don't see an open water bite. I don't see any activity whatsoever. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna focus my attention inside these clusters of vegetation. I'm gonna look for the isolated vegetation, and then I'm gonna look for the bigger clusters and cast in there. So what I'm doing as well is I'm utilizing the swim jig as the search bait. Out here, I like to give the fish a bigger profile. So again, I'm scanning. I only caught one fish so far, as you guys saw, but you never know. Like I said, it may be a long day and I may not get a few bites, but I'm just gonna bring you guys along and show you what I do. Something else that you guys will notice about me is I don't keep my head still whatsoever. My head is always on a swivel. I'm just trying to see clues. I'm trying to find clues, and I'm trying to watch for clues. A water, water break, vegetation moving. I'm also listening to see if I'm hearing any blow-ups. Anything to help me identify where these bass can be. And that's why I'm always looking around, and my mind and my eyes and my ears are just never idle. So these are little tips you guys should keep in mind. I don't know if you guys can see this in this shot, but there's a bunch of alligators over here. I doubt you could see it. They're pretty far out. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 alligators in this area. It's rare for me because I don't get to see a lot of alligators out here in Lake Okeechobee, because anytime they see me, they go away. But to see so many in this proximity is interesting. I may exploit that. Oh, look at that alligator. Holy smokes. That alligator scared the hell out of me. This is the first time an alligator's ever breached so close to me out here in Lake Okeechobee. That was crazy. That was a big boy. There we go. So now we have 1, 2, 3, and including me, 4. 4 boats in a matter of 30 minutes. Starting to show up now. And that's what happens out here. One boat sees another boat, thinks there's fish. Another boat sees 2 boats, thinks there's fish. Before you know it, you have a freaking whole bunch of boats and no one's catching anything. It's too funny. So I've decided to change to a completely different area, and let's see if the outcome is different. Stay tuned. So when I move to a new area, I do same thing. I start with a search bait because each area is different. This lake is so big, and I'm like several miles away from my previous spot, so it looks a little different on this end as well. So again, I'm gonna start with a search bait, and then if nothing's working, I will then downshift again and start flipping again. But stick around and let's see if I can come up with something. There he is. There he is. Whew. All right. Listen, I know they're little, but to go hours and hours and not catch anything, this is a good thing. So the way that fish hit, I was swimming the swim bait out in an open pocket. I felt a couple of ticks, gave it a second, felt the weight, set the hook, and it was that little guy. So also the wind has picked up like the forecast has said. So let's see what happens. Stick around. There he is. There he is. There he is. Okay. Okay. What's happening here? What's happening here? I mean, chunky. I mean, look, they've been feeding. Look at this. Look at the girth of these freaking fish. Chunky. So what I did on that one was it was an isolated piece of pads there. And what I've been doing is I slowed down now. I've slowed down my retrieve. I let it come on down. The water depth here is anywhere between 4 to 5 feet, 3 to 5 feet. So I'm just counting, I'm just letting it go down and retrieving it slowly. And that one, as soon as it passed through that vegetation, boop, boop. So that's 2 in this area. So let's see what happens here. So here's what I'm doing so far. I'm going inside of coves of vegetation. So as you guys can see, I got cattails, I got buggy whips, spatterdock. So what I'm doing is I'm just slowly fishing around these areas methodically. I'm using my, my power pole, and I'm just breaking down each of these areas, swimming the swim bait nice and easy around all this type of vegetation. And so far it's been working. So stick around and let's see if this pattern continues. In case anybody's wondering what I'm throwing today, I know I mix it up on you guys, but today it's the Lockett Lure swim minnow in the 5-inch category. Some of you have fished with me and have seen these swim baits in action, and they're awesome. So Lockett Lures, check them out. So a few things I've already mentioned is that I'm using the swim bait as a search bait. And listen, I wasn't successful early on this morning or earlier in the day. So far, I have a pattern, so that's a good sign. So what I was doing was I was swimming it too fast. So what I've done is I've just relaxed my mind for a moment and just fish slower. Even though the water depth, like I told you guys, is only 3 to 5 feet, just by coming down a little bit lower on the water column, I'm starting to get strikes. Again, not big, but like I also mentioned, I have fished a couple of times out here over the last few months, and I've been humbled. So for me right now to catch 4 fish, I'm taking it as an accomplishment. So stick around and let's see if this pattern keeps up. I mentioned 2 videos ago the type of hooks that I'm using. I'm using a swim bait hook. Today's hook's a little different. I'm using an owner hook with the centering pin. The only difference of this hook versus the hooks I've been using before, like in my marshland videos, is this is a much bigger hook, and it's sticking them pretty well. So I had to make the transition, especially for out here, because you don't know when you're going to come across a giant. So I went to a bigger hook, and so far it's working. I haven't missed any strikes really. So stick around, let's see what happens. There's a manatee in here. Trying to figure out what direction it's going. It's right there. There it is. There's one. Let's see if I can get it on camera for you guys. Let's see if I can get it on camera for you guys. There's manatees right here. They're right there. Going that way. So there's a herd of manatees in here. You guys can see my finger. It's going that way. Hopefully it comes up for you guys, but I could see there it goes. See it? See it? See it? Look, 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 look. Look at its nose. So cool. So that was pretty cool. There's a herd of manatees. There's 2 of them back there, and the one I showed you guys up front. You never know what you're gonna find out here on Lake Okeechobee, that's for sure. All right, guys, as I bring this video to a close, man, it was tough today. I know this is a short video, but it wasn't a short outing, I can tell you that. The lake put me to work, but that's not a surprise for me out in Lake Okeechobee. This lake always puts me to work, but the good news for me at least was that at least I managed 4 bites. The last couple of times I've been out here, goose eggs. I was scratching my head and questioning myself as an angler, but again, that's Lake Okeechobee for you. I don't fish the lake often enough, as much as I should, but I'm not here to make any excuses or whine about it. So catching 4 today for me was a success. The big bass came, or the bigger of the 4 rather, came on the swim jig, and 3 of them in short succession came on the swim bait. And the reason why I think that I was able to land those fish on the swim bait was because I slowed down my retrieve. Earlier in the morning I was burning it, and I was fishing the swim bait quickly because I was fishing shallow water, so you think, 3 feet is not that much of a difference, let me fish it on top and go for that big, that nice explosive bite. That's not the case out here. The water column is still the top, the middle, and the bottom, and they were relating to the bottom. So when I slowed down my retrieve, that's when my bites happened. I mean, again, it was only 3 bites, but again, that's when the bites happen. So if there's anything that you guys can take home from today's quick video, or short video rather, is that if you're choosing to fish the swim bait, fish it slow. If you're not having success fishing it quick on top or burning it on top, then slow it down and focus on the middle and bottom water column. And who knows, that might make the biggest difference for you. So hopefully you guys had a nice take-home message in regards to that. But if not, hey, it is what it is. Thank you guys for watching my video. Like the video, share the video, better yet, subscribe. If you guys have a New Year's resolution to come down here and fish Florida, aeguideservice.com. I'm open for business, guys. Give me a call, go to my website, let's make it happen. But in the meantime, if I don't see you guys, have a great new year and take care of yourselves.